108, but unofficially it might be minimum 200 years older. That's why we can say whether from the first millennia or maybe from even the 9th century AD. Of course, this thing is restored because during the World War II, this area was the area of the big battles between us and Germans during the World War II. And of course, the building was damaged pretty good. That's why, let's say, almost, I would say, 60% of the fort is rebuilt anew after the World War II in the 40s, in the 50s, and 60s of 20th century. But still, like the foundations, the basement is the same. So, and all around the place like this, I have plenty of hills, like small hills here, small hills there. Because ancient Viking people, those Vikings, those barracks, they buried their dead in the hills like this. So because their dead people didn't want to be alone, their dead people always want to have a company. They wanted to have their servants with them, their mistresses with them, their horses with them, and the weapons with them. That's why it was almost like in case of ancient Huns, the tribe leader dying, or let's say killed in the war, it can happen in any case. So they kill his horse, they kill his wife, they kill his servants, they put plenty of weapons and because for the ancient Vikings, in case they had some like big water around, they would put a party on a big wooden boat, light it up with a fire, and just go to the sea. But in this case, Lake Ladoga is not good for it because in Lake Ladoga the wind is very strong and the wave is very big. That's why this drama effect would never happen. That's why in this area they are full of hills. Our archaeologists still dig in the hills like this and they discover plenty of interesting artifacts. Because in the hill like this, of course, it should be a bit bigger because this one is already been excavated many times. Let's say just imagine a hill can be almost as tall as a tower top. So it can be a really huge hill. Packed with dead horses, dead people, old weapons, maybe jewelry, but basically weapons in most cases. It's called the burial mound of the Vikings. So I mean all the way from here, from northern Russia until the south of Russia, there are hundreds and hundreds of hills like this, which might still be hiding some burial places of the all ancient Viking tribesmen.
When you see this is where the foundations of Russia are,
so we can
mean this
exactly. This fort.
That's the first fort in Russia.
That's why we can truly say it was.
This is the fort Viking era.
Yeah, it was Viking area, exactly.
I think the Viking used to live here.
They lived here, of course, they lived here.
Are they the founders of the Russian?
We can say 50-50.
Yeah.
So let's say some people say they were, some people say they were actually only managers, like we were ourselves founders, but then we need to have some kind of proper managers, just like right now. When you open a business, you would like to have some good manager, and you invite some good manager from somewhere else, so it's like more or less the case. Meaning we have the asset, we need experience, that's why we call it Vikings, be our managers. We have everything, we have all the spoons and forks and chairs and tables, but we don't know how to run a restaurant. That was more or less.
For how long did they did this management?
Actually, later on, how it always happened in Russia, you come to Russia and you blend in. Like maybe you still stay apart for a couple of years, like maybe a couple of decades, but then you learn Russian, you marry a local girl or you marry a local boy, you blend in community. In one generation you disappear. So mainly you will like German, even sometimes even African.
One thing which
that's why let's say those people, they were still quite obvious as the Vikings, maybe in course of maximum like 1 century, but then also they all blend in.
They're blended up,
yeah.
They become Russian.
Yeah.
this
Did the Viking build it or Russian?
That's a mystery. Because you see, here is a story that there was a certain point when Vikings became Russian. That's why we can call it a Scandinavian Russian type of building. But you see, when we call people Russian of that time, we don't know whom to call Russian. Because even people of that time, Russian, they called people who cooperate with Vikings. If you would be living under protection of Vikings, you would be called Russian. Other people, they were called Slavs, like Izhorian Slav, Ilmen Slav, there were plenty of Slavs. So, but then Russian people, meaning those Slavonian tribes who were under protection of Vikings, they became stronger, and then they took the whole thing over. They found that this area, they founded Kiev, Rus, and things of this nature. As we can truly say that Vikings, in cooperation with local ethnic Slavic people, they will say, oh, just take a look at this SUP guy. Mining is good. Subboard.
I feel amazed.
How old is this?
This is minimum 1,018 years old, minimum. Because up to some opinions, it might be about 200 years older, so like 1,218 minimum. But official data is it was set up in 1005.
So there was no steel at that time.
No,
The
only
cover
wood,
was,
only
the
wood.
roof was
There was
wood.
no bricks, there was no bricks, there was no, of course, there was iron there, but it was mostly wooden one, because iron would be nothing but a pig iron. That's why all these things is made of blocks made of limestone. They would go to a quarry, they would carve a limestone in this brick structure, and then put it all together.
So
Bricks appeared only in the end of the 14th century in Russia, actually.
Okay, so what for what they use it?
It was for land control. Because the southern part of Lake Ladoga, okay, here we go. So you buy something in the south of France, like Marseille, yeah? Or maybe in Italy, yeah? You buy something in Italy. You go all around the Gibraltar Strait, you go into the Biscay Bay, you go into the Normandy, you go into the Northern Sea, you go into the Baltic, so you make a big circle. And if you want to go to, let's say, Shah of Iran or Persia, you have to go whether through all the land mass or you're going through the north. So then you come here, you come Baltic Sea, River Neva, Ladoga Lake, and then from Lake Ladoga you're going all the way south by the river Volkhov. And you're going south. Then from Volkhov you go to Volga, from Volga you go to the Caspian Sea. It takes you approximately about 2 months, but finally you'll be there. So mainly a fort like this would control a trading route on the way from the Mediterranean down to the Black Sea.
So now it's only museum?
Oh, so that's only museum nowadays. Nothing more. It's a tiny village with maybe I think about not more than 100 houses, and the main thing is a museum, yeah.